How to become a supply chain manager, an expert, a leader. Today I'm going to share with you the full masterclass with the strategy to first identify your dream job, then what are the strategic diplomas and certification, what are the top industries and companies I recommend to work with, the 13 strategic skills and 4 that changed my life, the best career path and also the mistake to avoid and the job to avoid if you don't want to slow down your career, the strategy to boost your career and how to get and earn the salary you deserve. So I identify over the last 15 years 7 pillars that really changed my life and my career, and I really want to share that with you. So I really encourage you to watch this video until the end, because one little decision today can really change the rest of your career. And if you have any question, let me know in the comments. I was not sure what to do. To be honest, it was not my life goal to be part of the supply chain and operation world at the beginning. And I didn't know what to do with my life. I didn't know what to do. And I just wanted to go back first to my dream jobs, my kid dream jobs when I was a kid. Maybe you can put in the chat, what was your kid dream job? Was it to become like me, Steve Jobs, or to win a Wimbledon or Roland Garros because I am French? I wanted to become a chef as well because I love eating. So why not cooking for everyone? And also NBA player. That's cool. Also wanted to become a pro surfer in Australia early in my career. And I was also obsessed with a comic, not very famous in America, but it was called Largo Winch. So basically this guy on the left side was a billionaire, an adventurous billionaire, simply. So you wanted to become a doctor. You are kind of doctor for the supply chain today, Anisha. So yeah, we have to take care of the supply chain and the people very stressed in the supply chain. So anyway, that was my dream jobs, and then I was starting to get older. And when I was around 20, I wanted to become the wolf of Wall Street. I wanted to become a trader. Okay. You can see on my picture, I looks like Leonardo DiCaprio. What do you think? Or maybe it's just the tie. But anyway, I changed my mind, and maybe I was influenced by the movies, the money, or whatever. But I wanted to become a trader. But I want this. So I did a very good school in France. I have 2 master's degrees, and we won the most prestigious business competition. And this competition was sponsored by one of the main banking company called Société Générale. And because I won this contest with my friend, and we made a lot of money, and this bank was the sponsor, I went to see this bank and say, guys, we won the contest. I want to become a trader in your company. And they told me, Edouard, this is not possible because you didn't join, you are not part of the top 3 schools in France. So it's like, in the US, it's like the Suits series, and you didn't go to Harvard, and someone will tell you, you will never do your dream job. You will never become a trader. So at the end, I had someone saying me no, and my dream just collapsed in one day, and I realized, to become a trader, you really need to be part of a very specific school. And I'm going to talk about later what are the best schools, and is it important, yes or no, to join this prestigious school in the world. Okay, but I was really sad. And I say, you know what? No worries. I'm very good with numbers. I'm going to explore supply chain. Supply chain, I love it because it's in the middle of everything. There is a lot of numbers, and I can really optimize everything. So I was pretty happy to move to supply chain. And I realized it was a good timing because it was in 2008, and just after we had the financial crisis, and basically all the market collapsed. And especially Société Générale, we had some trouble with one of the traders who did a mistake with his Excel macro and made a big loss of 5 billion euros. It could have been me if I was part of this company. Anyway, at the end, I continued my career in supply chain, from warehouse worker to project manager, demand planner, S&OP manager, supply chain manager, director, consultant, and I also did coaching and guidance for executive to get more strategic positions. Then I founded the ABC Supply Chain, which is a school now, and I consider myself more as a creator and life explorator. And I've been living and working in more than six countries: Brazil, Malaysia, Australia, Portugal, Europe, France, etc., etc. So this is my quick summary of my life. And what I realized in that I had no clarity about what to do. I was a bit lost, but I realized step by step, and also by guiding, coaching, and also managing my teams, that there were 7 pillars to really become, if you want, an expert and leader in supply chain and operations. And to be honest, these pillars can be applied in most of the jobs in the world, but I'm going to be very specific in supply chains, with especially the most strategic skills and degrees you should get. But the first pillar is, which job do you want and why? Most of the people I talk with, they're not very clear. What do you want and why? We're going to talk about it. Then, what are the most important diplomas and certifications? What are the most important experience? Do you have to join a big company? Which sector? We're going to talk about it. I'm going to give you my personal opinion. What are the most important hard skills, technical skills you have to master? What are the soft skills as well that you should really cultivate in addition to your hard skills? Also, how to become a top performer. You can have the best degree on the planet, but you need to deliver results every year. And you have to be classified as a top performer potential. And also, what are the best career strategy, the best career paths? What are the jobs I recommend to do and the one you should avoid, not for a very long time at least. So this is what we're going to talk during the next hour. I will probably spend a bit more than 1 hour, so stay with me, or maybe try to extend your time with me, because we're going to share a lot of values, and I'm going to share at the end 2 gifts, especially one that will really help you to give you much more clarity about what you can do and how to do it. All right? Just before we start, I also want to share that we all have different paths. I'm just sharing my personal perspective. I've been working with thousands of people the last 8 years with ABC Supply Chain, but this is my perspective, and I will just give you my opinion, but you are the only one to know what is really good for you. And the most important for me is the direction, not the destination. Elon Musk, he wants to go to Mars. Great. But the most important, okay, we're going to try to go to Mars, and we're going to build super cool rockets on the way. And it looks like he has fun at doing that. So don't focus maybe too much on the destination, but really focus on going to the right direction, and maybe be patient as well. And also, at the end, you are the only one to know, and trust your intuition. If it feels right for you, do it. If it doesn't feel right, just don't do it. And for me, I didn't feel I wanted to become a CEO or an executive in a very big company for a very long time. I didn't feel it. And I want to start my own business with a very small team, and I really enjoy it today. So trust yourself. And now we're going to start. You ready? We're going to talk about consultant. Adil, if you have your question, you can. We're going to save the question, and all my team with me. So thank you, Ankara, Pierre, Eric, and Fanny. We're going to save all your questions. Okay. So ready? The first one: know what you want and why. What do you want? What do you want to do and be? You have different experts and leaders. You have, just to give you an idea, and try to feel what resonates the most with you. You want to become like Tim Cook, the CEO of a big company, an executive, or you prefer to become an operation manager, on the field, in a warehouse or in the factory. You want to become an engineer, or you are an engineer, or you want to optimize and create the future of the robotics. You want to become a teacher like me. I'm a teacher and I really enjoy it. Or a consultant. I was a consultant. I'm still doing a bit of consulting, but most of my time I'm teaching. Like solving problems, going to different clients, or you prefer the scientist or data scientist part, really to dig into millions of rows of data. Or you want freedom. You want to be a freelance. You want to have a good work-life balance, going to the beach, walking. What is resonating with you? I think that's the first question. And the question is also, why do you want this job? Do you want this job for the social status, for the money, for the passion and fun and learnings, for the positive impact, or for the freedom? So I'm going to ask you this question again. What is your main priority today? You can reply on the right. I'm curious to see what is your priority. Is it money, freedom, positive impact? I'm curious to know, what do you want? Right? So we can see that the most important, and I love this. You want fun and passion, and I think it's cool to have this first, because we only have one life. And to be honest, now I'm going to show you the first, like, how do you know what? How do I know what I prefer? That's a good question as well. And for me, the best answer is feel into it, explore the jobs, meet people that inspire you, and maybe today I will try to inspire you or give you some seeds that you can maybe feel what feels the best for you. But the best way to know is to meet people that are doing the job, and also to follow or read or listen. Just to give you an idea, that's where the people that were inspiring me 10 years ago, not today. I'm going to give you my list of today at the end of this webinar. But 10 years ago, I was really inspired by Steve Jobs, by Tim Ferriss, which is very popular with the 4 Work Week book, with Jeff Bezos, also the book The Goal really inspired me. Also the founder of Patagonia, Yvon Chouinard, the previous CEO of Danone, who had a very, I would say, strong conviction about regenerative models for this company. So it really inspired me. And also I was inspired by digital nomad because I wanted to be free. So that was my the kind of people that really inspire me. And my priority 10 years ago, I wanted to be free. I wanted to have fun and passion. I wanted to learn. And to be honest, money and social status were not very important for me at this time, because I just wanted to have fun. And the positive impact, yes, I wanted to have positive impact, but it was more about me, and I wanted to be free. So that was my priority. And when I had to decide early in my career between consulting and going to the famous company, except in the US. I don't think they have stores in the US, but they are everywhere except in the US. It's a big sporting goods company that I love. And when I had to choose between consulting and optimizing the supply chain of this huge company, I picked Decathlon, even if the money was less. And it was not a prestigious job, but I had so much fun. I learned so much. I traveled the world. I was also making the sport more accessible, and I had also a lot of freedom and responsibility. So that was my own perspective at this time, and that was my focus. And I'm super happy I joined this company because I learned so much, and I was also doing sport every day. So it was a lot of fun. And if you look at my priorities today changed. No, I want less freedom. I don't need to travel the world, and I feel when you travel a lot, you are lonely in a way. So I have my tribe, and I don't need to travel that much, but I want to be in nature. I want more positive impact, and I feel now I also want to focus on maybe bringing more positivity and less stress in our very stressful operation jobs. So that's one of my goal. And keeping the fun. And of course, I need more money than when I was 25. I want to have a comfortable life as well and take care of my family and friends. So that's why I want more. And the social status increase a bit, because I feel when you have more visibility, you can also sharing your message strongly. So that's my evolution. This is very personal, but I just wanted to share that with you. Maybe you can think about this after this webinar. At the end, when we talk about what do you want, you have many jobs. You have so many jobs in the supply chains. I was lost, to be honest. And we did a full ultimate guide that we published last month. So I'm not going to reshare everything because it was a very complete guide. We're going to share the link at the end of this webinar, but you can also find us on our blog and on our YouTube channel. But just to give you an idea, we focus on 48 roles in procurement, supply chain, logistics, customer service, consulting. And the idea I just wanted to give you my perspective. If you want to become an expert or a leader, first of all, you don't have to manage a team. You can have a technical leadership. But my path, and I'm going to give you more example after, was more going through demand planning. Demand planning, because this is the data part of the supply chain. And for me, it was very strategic to go this way. I didn't spend too much time in logistics and transport because most of the time, this area is outsourced in the company. There is a lot of competition, and it's not easy to find your way because there is a lot of many people, 100 millions of people working in this area. So I do not recommend to spend too much time in logistics and transportation if you target to have more like high-level supply chain roles. But this is a way. Also, procurement sometimes is part of the supply chain, sometimes it's not. It depends on the core business of the company. But at the end, this is also a very interesting way to go. But my way was more around data, around forecasting, inventory management, and analyst, and I also became project manager. So the mix of focusing on data and project management inside the company as a project manager and as a consultant was very strategic for me before becoming supply chain manager, S&OP manager, and then supply chain director. So that's my perspective, and I'm going to give you more example at the end of this webinar. But this is my path, one of the paths possible from world worker to a project manager, to inventory, to I did some data scientist early in the early days with the MIT. Moved to Brazil, supply chain manager, S&OP, supply chain director, and yeah. What you have to keep in mind about this is more like on one side you have the years of experience and expertise, and the other side you have the strategic level of your job. When you are on the bottom on the left, you are doing an operation job. You know, like your focus is what you're going to do today. You know, oh, I'm going to pick this order, I'm going to transport. Your focus is 24 hours, one day, maybe 1 week. And the more you will go to the tactical, so 1 month, 6 months, 12 months, maybe for forecasting, oh, I'm going to forecast the next 12 months of my product, or to the strategical. For example, I was responsible to plan the expansion of the warehouse for the next 5 to 10 years. So it was a big simulation to make sure we were opening at the right place with the right cost and the right service. And I was very strategical. Of course, the salary was much better, and I needed a very strong expertise to be able to take this decision. So keep in mind, if you want to go towards expertise and leadership, you will have to increase your experience, your expertise, technical especially, and you will have to focus on more like long-term strategic projects in your career. Of course, we're going to talk about the degrees after. You don't need to have an ABA or top school to be part of it. You can also become a top performer without that, but we're going to talk about it just after. Okay, so keep in mind where are you today, where you want to go. This is just an example for the US salaries. Of course, you can go even bigger as a CEO of Apple or Amazon, but this is just to give you an idea. Okay, so at the end, keep exploring, experimenting until you know and you feel what you want. I think that's the most important part, because I have no idea what to do and I explore a lot. I know I have a better feeling of, okay, this is what I prefer and this is what I don't like to do. You like it? What do you think? I'm going to drink a bit. No? Very good. Clear? Thank you. Thank you, Corinne. Okay, now we are going to the second pillar. Thank you, Roger. Excellent. Inspiring. So thank you. The second one is having the right diplomas and certification. All right. Why do we need a diplomas? This is me with one of my master degree. I look cool. Huh? So my question is, did you learn? So this is one of the survey on the right. Did you learn your current job in school or at school? Yes, absolutely. Partially, no, or you're a parrot. You didn't go to school. It's okay not going to school. If I have kids, I'm not sure they will go to school. I didn't like school. I was really good in mathematics, so I was lucky to be good in mathematics, so it saved me, but it was too theoretical for me. So you can see that only 12% of you absolutely learned that job at school, which is, I'm surprised it's that much. Partially 39% and no 50%. So this is the reality. I have 2 master degrees, one in engineering, specialized in supply chain, one in business, specialized in project management. And I can tell you, I didn't learn my job at school. It was one of the top 10 schools in France, but not the best one. So I could not become a trader. But it's also good to have a diploma to learn your future job, maybe for a few of you, to get prestigious job if you have a prestigious diploma, for the network, even if I feel the network is much easier today with LinkedIn and Mastermind to create your own network. For friendship, for experience and fun, for your CV, for the salary, and for the visa. I was, thanks to my master degree, I could get a visa in Australia. It was much easier like this. So it's always good to have a diploma. You never know. But what is the best degree level? From my point of view, I recommend, if possible, to go to a master degree. Okay, I will not be too concerned about the school. We're going to talk about it after. But if you can, in your life, having a master degree, or at the beginning or by experience, you can have some, certification by experience. I recommend to at least go to the master level, just to make sure all the doors are open to you. Because some companies, they say, you know what, if you don't have a master degree, I'm not sure we're going to take you. So I don't feel this is right, but this is the reality of the market, especially in Europe and America. So it's always good to have a level. And just to give you an idea, 75% of the supply chain manager today at least have a bachelor degree. Okay, I know we didn't learn this job. I didn't learn my job at school, but I had one teacher. I was lucky to have one teacher. I had 8 hours of inventory management with someone called Hagen Müller, and he was really passionate about inventory management, and he really gave me a seat to really explore more this. And 10 years after, I create my own course about inventory management. So life is funny. So now the question is, which school should I target? Do you have to target the best one or not? It could be like early in your career, or maybe you are 30 or 35 or 40. You say, why not doing an MBA or master with the MIT, right? So that's a good question. And for the question, so first of all, the question, who are the best? To be honest, I don't know. So you have many rankings on the internet, or there is a lot of, it's a business at the end. So everyone wants to be part of the top 3, top 5, top 10. I don't really know how they do this classification. Maybe there is some lobbying behind, but to be honest, if you ask me, I feel the MIT is the most prestigious one. So in supply chain and operations, they are very popular. This is not cheap to join the MIT, more than $80,000 per year. But this is prestigious, okay? So this is just an idea. The second one, apparently from one of the websites, is Michigan, and you have Austria with Vienna, Netherlands, France with Lyon, very popular for food, very good chef in Lyon as well, not only supply chain. UK with Manchester, etc., etc. Okay, so the cost of master is becoming very, very expensive. I cannot tell you that you have to do the best one. But be careful with that. Be careful with your debt, especially for the people in America, UK, Australia. It's getting very, very expensive to get a degree and a master degree. And what is the big warning for me, I do have a lot of friends in America, and they had to do career sacrifice, 86%. This is one of the study, but when you have a huge debt, especially on the school, sometimes you won't get the most interesting job. You will get the better paid because you have a lot of pressure. So also be careful not getting a huge debt and then having to sacrifice what you really want to do or how to learn. For example, I didn't go to audit and consulting because I wanted to learn more with this specific company, and because I had no pressure with my debt because I almost paid nothing for my school because we're in France. So be careful with that. I cannot tell you have to do the best school in the world. If you can afford, or if your family maybe can help you, be grateful and do it. But if it's way too much pressure, you have many, many other ways to do that. And at the end of the day, most of the job will disappear in the next decade. So this is one of the studies, say 40% of the job will change. My job completely changed the last 20 years. So my conclusion at the end is, whatever you do, never stop learning. Doesn't mean you have a fancy MBA or master that you have to stop and you are the best in the world for the rest of your life, okay? So never stop learning, and also consider what kind of company do you want to join. Do you want to join a company with the traditional way of recruiting, with most focused on diplomas, resume, and like conventional interview process? Or you want to go to the new way of recruiting based on experience, projects, skills? And to be honest, at AbcSupplyChain, I recruited my team by experimenting. For example, Pierre Nokora, we did some tests, forecasting, Excel tests, and they said, okay, you know how to forecast, so we're going to work together. And also based on the personality. So this is different cultures as well. I prefer the second one, but It really depends on what you want and with whom you want to work in your career. So when I was mentioning the certification, academic degree is one pillar, but you have much more pillar. Of course, if you can go for a master degree, I recommend to every year to upgrade and to improve your skills from the source you prefer. Supply chain certification can be very useful, like APIX, ABC supply chain. We are doing certification on specific skills, or MicroMaster. I also recommend to to practice with the most common tools like Excel. 1.2 billion people are using it. Maybe Power BI, maybe try to use an ERP. It's not easy to train on ERP because they have so many different versions, but it's always good to master them. Technical projects or certification, like if you work in manufacturing, consider the green belt, black belt. I work in manufacturing, but for me, it was not very strategic. But if you're working with the car industry, I will definitely consider that. I also have 2 certifications in project management. To be honest, I didn't really learn how to manage a project. It was good for my CV, but I really learned by running real projects in the real life. But it's always good, to have some complementary. The goal of certification and training is you have 2 goals. You want a stamp. Oh, there is a balloons. Okay, you want a stamp on your CV because you have a lack of maybe expertise in supply chain. And the second one, don't forget, is what you're going to learn that you can apply immediately in your job today. So it's not only about the certification, but what you're going to learn. Okay, so really focus on that. Corinne say they're asking for SQL, Power BI skills. Yeah, that's good examples, especially in analytics. I will focus first on Excel and Power Query because it's everywhere and you don't have all the company using Power BI today. So focus on what everyone is looking, and I'm going to tell you the most strategic skills just after. Okay. And also working for big company or famous company is for me a certification. So I was a supply chain manager for Decathlon. I was a supply chain director for Coty. This is a certification. Edouard was working with a $20 billion company. That's solid. If you work for Amazon, this guy, Amazon approved this person. So don't forget as well the experience as part of the diploma. And that's why today I don't need to go to Harvard or the MIT because I already have a strong background and I have proof that I know what I'm doing. At least I feel I know. Not always. So my recommendation at the end, I can see Tableau. I recommend Power BI before Tableau. Do you have more users of Power BI? My recommendation, we can talk more about all these details at the end of the webinar, but my conclusion is you won't learn completely your job at school, but you will meet inspiring people and friends. Focus on the experience and learning projects first. Join the top school if you can afford, but be careful with debt. Never stop learning and upgrade and learn new skills every year with trainings and certification because the world is moving very, very fast with AI and with all these automation waves. Okay. So now let's talk about experience, sectors, and companies. This is my very personal point of view. And let's talk about it. So the most strategic industries and companies. What do you think is for you the most important criteria to join a company? So you have a survey on the right. Is it the company culture and values? Is it the compensation and benefits? Is it the work-life balance? Is it the company prestige? Like you want to join McKinsey, for example, in consulting, or Amazon? Is it the career growth development opportunities? Interesting. It's funny because I did this survey like 10 years ago, and no, the focus before was really prestige and money. I know it's really like balance, value. So I'm quite confident for the future leaders, actual leaders of these companies, because life is moving quickly and expectations. At the end, keep in mind that a brand or solid brand and company in your CV is like a diploma. Okay, I was saying before, you're approved by Amazon. This is solid. Okay, they recruit you. You did all the recruitment process. You spent 5 years with them. This is quite solid. So I won't have time to give you my point of view of all these companies, but I've been working in my previous life, and also today we have members from most of the top 500 companies in the world and industries. So I know and I had a lot of chat. So I can tell you that you have the good and the challenging everywhere. But I recommend to a mix between very big and famous company, and if you can, small one when you have a lot of freedom and responsibility, because you will always have learn from this both side. For example, I love retail, even if it's quite competitive. You have a lot of data. I love data. So it's like when you do forecast for 100 millions. We did a webinar with my friend Mario, and it was forecasting for 120 million products. This is quite interesting, challenging but interesting. So I love the retail and distribution for that. FMCG as well, fast-moving consumer goods. They have a lot of data. You have a lot of challenge with the distributor. So I've been working with this industry for a while as well. You have very powerful brands and also quite comfortable margin to have good tools and good position. Manufacturing is interesting if you are passionate about manufacturing. The challenge with this industry, you have two. When you have a financial crisis, you don't have many opportunities and it can be challenging. And also, if you focus too much on one, it's not easy to leave it to go to something else. Okay, if you only do a car manufacturing, after 10 or 20 years, it's not easy to move outside this sector. So but just be aware, if you really like it, go for it. Otherwise, maybe go to more various industries to make sure you can change. The beauty industry, I was a director at Coty, the second biggest beauty company in the world behind L'Oreal. There is a lot of product, a lot of promotion. It's a big challenge to do a forecast, for example. To be honest, this is also this kind of company. The star of the company is more marketing than supply chain. Just be aware of it. When you work for Amazon, for example, the stars are supply chain. So also consider, is supply chain the core activity of the company, or is it maybe a manufacture, like production, marketing? So this is a different perspective, but keep this in mind as well. I love to work with the world-class players, and the world-class players work for big companies who has the supply chain as a core business. Luxury as well, we do have many people working for luxury. They have a lot of money, like the French company wants. Not easy to get into it, but they have they know how to do the things right. So this is a very cool sector that I can really recommend. Pharmaceutical, also very comfortable margin, very good, very advanced tools. I would say that the challenge of pharmaceutical is the procedures can be very rigid because of the products. You have to be very careful. So sometimes you want to have more freedom, and in pharmaceutical is not easy. You have a lot of processes. Energy is the same as mining. You do have a lot of opportunities, but really based on different continents. I would say more right now in the US, America, Latin, and Africa, and Asia, basically everywhere except Europe, which is quite challenging right now. But yeah, a lot of opportunity, but sometimes the location of your job is not in the capital. You have to be in the middle of nowhere, so that's part of the job. But if you love it, it's not easy to get inside and to also leave this industry. But when you're inside, you can have very passionate jobs. And regarding the third-party logistics, you have millions of jobs. There is a lot of competition. It can be very interesting, but there is a lot of competition. And the salaries are quite low because you have many companies fighting for the same service. And it's mostly outsourced. So I would do it if I was you, but I will really specialize on, for example, logistics for luxury goods or dangerous products. I will not stay in the main area unless you really want to be a leader of one of these companies, because there is a lot of competition and clearly not the best salary. Okay. And finally, consulting. Consulting, it really depends on your mission and your projects. Okay. When I could join this prestigious companies, a few of them, and I didn't have the right project, so it was like a lot of optimization with a lot of people to fire in my projects, and I was just a little piece of huge projects, and it was mostly like repetitive tasks. So it really depends of what you do. I prefer small consulting company with more responsibility, but it's also good to have in your CV. Like if you can work for McKinsey or BCG, it's always cool. And you can also have exciting projects. So be very careful on your team, your projects, and your manager. But it can be also very exhausting. After 2 to 5 years, you will probably do something else. And you have also Others, you can work for governments, for NGO, for the French government, or Canada or US. To be very honest, this is not the top players in supply chain and operation, especially maybe except in the army. The army can be very efficient. But at the end, there's a lot of things to improve. So if you have the patience, maybe you can go to this direction as well. So at the end, I could talk about it. If you have more questions, we can talk about it at the end. Which one to choose? I have many people contacting me on LinkedIn. Edouard, I have to decide between Nestle and Amazon, or what should I do? It's like, for me, at the end, it's your decision. You have to feel it. But choose if you can recognize global company at one point in your life. It's good to have growing business, because when you have a growing business and thriving sector, you have more opportunities because you have the company is growing. If the company is going like this, more difficult. The most important is to have autonomy and responsibility. Then you can really explore and create your own things and process and tools. I create a lot of tools in Excel and then I moved to ERP and stuff. To be honest, it's also good to have companies that use the latest tools and technologies. If you work with a very, very old ERP system from the 70s, at one point, you can use Excel, but sometimes they don't even have the latest version of Excel. So try to see what kind of tools they're using. And to be honest, I prefer working for companies not traded on the stock markets, because I feel these companies are very short term and there is a lot of pressure. I prefer family-owned or employee-owned business. They do more long-term investment, like my company Decathlon I joined before. I feel it was more like everything was more like long-term. But you have also a good example of these companies. But if you have to choose, I prefer a family business with good salary, but it's not my priority number one. And I will really focus on great company culture. I can see people asking many questions about how to become consultants. I'm going to talk about it at the end because I have a lot of things to share. Okay. I can see someone asking a question in French. We are speaking English today. Sorry. Don't overthink and keep exploring. And at the end, if you don't know, just feel into it. And my intuition told me to go to this company Decathlon, and I really trust my intuition. And if you don't know, just listen to yourself, and you will know what to do. And if it was a mistake, just change, and you have your life to explore. Like me, I work with very different topic and products, and had a lot of fun as well. Okay. Speaking a bit fast, but I have so many things to share with you. Number 4, hard skills, technical. So I have 13 hard skills I want to share with you. And these skills for me are the most important. And I will give you directly my conclusion of these skills. You can have a look. You have the green one, you have the yellow one, and you have the red one. This is from my point of view. I've been working also with HR and consulting companies. And this is also like, if you want to become an expert and leader, I will focus first on the green one. Why? Because all the companies have Excel and data. This is for me the number one. I got all my jobs. I started all my my project with Excel because everyone has Excel, whatever the ERP system. If you are good manipulating data in Excel, you can do whatever you want. And even I got a visa in Australia thanks to Excel because I was really good with that. Then you have SM analytics. So you have to analyze the performance of every company has KPIs, dashboards, and you have to take decision to take action. So you if you know how to do it, you can do it everywhere. Inventory management, every company in the world that is managing products has inventory, and most of the time it's poorly managed. So you have a lot of opportunity to improve, and it was one of my super skills in all my companies and as a consultant to optimize inventory, and because it's very profitable and easy to track for the companies. Then you have the forecasting. Forecasting, everyone needs more accurate forecast to allocate the right resources at the right time. Money, cash, inventory, ads. If you can predict the future, you can save a lot of money and give much more clarity and peace for your company. So these 4 skills are very important because whatever the industry, the sector, the size of your company, you can apply these skills everywhere. So they are profitable for the next 20, 30, 50 years, wherever you are on this planet. So that was the green one. There is another one with project management. I think project management is important because every company has to transform, especially right now. We have a lot of innovation happening. I would just say that you cannot really learn project management. This is something you will learn by practice and by really be very meticulous about what you do. So that's, for me, the green one that you can really apply everywhere. And that's the 5 that I really boost my career, whatever my position as an employee, manager, consultant, even entrepreneur today, or teacher. Okay? Then you have the yellow one. The yellow one are complementary based on the job you do. It's good to have it, but it's not mandatory. So for example, finance. Finance is very complementary with supply chain. Do we have in the chat people from finance, maybe, or people that went from finance to supply chain? But at the end, the finance, you have a lot of data. We are very connected to finance as well. So if you know about finance, that could be, I had people in finance working in my team because we had something called supply chain finance job in my team. Data science, so I had someone asking Suleimana, what is the difference between data science and analytics? I will say that analytics is really about analyzing your performance from what are the most important KPI, building a dashboard, and really analyzing what's happening and taking the right decision every week. When data science, you are more like you're going to search, research, and really crunch a lot of millions of rows of data to create new models, to really find a new pattern, to optimize your price, your forecast, your inventory. So I would say this is more a scientist side of it, which is, I think, the second level of SM analytics. Use a Python or this kind of language for that. So this is the next level with also machine learning and AI. This is complementary. This is quite trendy right now, but I will definitely start first with the green skills before going to the complementary, because I had data scientists working in my team as well. And if you don't understand the principles of forecasting or inventory management, you can do some data science, but I recommend always for a data scientist to do 1 or 2 years in supply chain, for example, as a demand planner, to really connect the dots between, okay, I'm good with maths and numbers, but what I'm going to do with that. Then you have also, it's always good to know IT tools and softwares and ERP. It's impossible to train on all of them, but it's always good to have a background. I'm not a big fan of the biggest ERP like SAP or Oracle because they are very rigid, but I've been working with them for 10 years and optimizing them the best I could do. Lean manufacturing, as I told you before, if you work in like the car industry or in like production, it can be good to have a Six Sigma or to have these skills, but not if you work in retail. Procurement and sourcing, if you really focus more on the buyer journey, and also sales and operation planning. It's a very strategic job. I was doing this job in the past, and it's not mandatory, but for me, it's the next level of forecasting when you become the facilitator of your company. And then you have two other one. You have the logistics one, and I put it in red. I don't say they're not important, but the things they can be outsourced very quickly in most of the companies. And I met many people, especially in my community, who say, I've been in logistics for the last 10 years and I'm stuck. Of course, because you have a lot of competition. And if you want to become supply chain manager or expert, you need to do much more than warehousing or transportation. So I will be careful not to spend too much time in this area if you want to do something else, okay? So I'm gonna go back to this at the end, but this is just a warning because I've seen so many people blocked in these industries, and we need that, but not too much time. You need to explore something else. Okay, so at the end, how do you improve your art skills? The first thing to know is you need to know, are you good or not? So you need to assess yourself, your manager, or I'm going to give you, this is one of the gifts at the end of the webinar, I'm going to give you a free assessment to be able to assess your skills in less than 10 minutes to know what is your score. My score is 98%. I'm going to give you the tool at the end of this webinar. Then you can prioritize. I want to be better at 3 skills or maybe 1 first. Then you learn and you practice and you assess again. So that's the magic loop I've been doing over the last 15 years. And don't forget, you have many ways to improve it. You can do another certification, like we do, for example, in forecasting or inventory management. You can maybe do another job doing the job. You can do a technical project. You have many ways. I would not recommend to go for an MBA again, unless you need to have a network or you are focusing on very specific companies. But you have many ways to do it, and do the one that feels right for you. Okay? So we're talking about the soft skills, the hard skills. There is other skills that are very important. The soft one, but they're not really soft. They are interpersonal. Because we are humans. We are humans, and you know what? Maybe the machine will replace some of the work and job we are doing, but not all of it, because machine won't replace our soft skills. Okay, and so, for example, the very important ones: communication. We have to communicate. We have to align on one forecast, one number. We have to be all on the same page, and it can be with all these big companies in silo and all these suppliers. It's most of the time forgotten, but I was really bad with my communication and I could not get my forecast from the sales team. Okay, so we had to improve it, and you have to adapt yourself. You have to be very good to simplify, because we have so much complexity on this planet today. Problem solving, time management, always focusing on the most important, because you will never get 100% of availability on your product. So focus always on the most important. Manage the stress. There is a lot of stress. And the more you will get responsibility, the more you will absorb the stress. So it's part of the soft skills you need to master. We are part of the supply chain. I call it the supply chain of stress. So we have to cope and reduce. This is one of my fight, I would say. And also it's good to have capability to manage and become a leader. Not mandatory if you want to stay as an expert, which is also very good. Negotiation, and I would say also emotional intelligence, to basically adapt yourself with the person in front of you. So these soft skills are not easy to assess clearly, but they are crucial. And if you ask me, how do I improve my soft skills? I think there is first a lot of self-awareness. I am good with my communication. I am stressed and give stress to people, or I am positive. Then to prioritize and to practice. So just to give you my example, I was my manager Robin told me my communication was not great. I was not very clear, not articulating enough, not smiling enough, and he told me, you know what, Edouard, I'm going to help you. Next month, you're going to do a presentation in front of 200 people for the company. And I had to do it, and I did it. And at the end, he gave me feedback and said, okay, that was good, but this was not good. And that's why you're going to improve. And so for me, the most important is to ask for feedback from your managers and colleagues. Say, oh, what did you think of my behavior? Or the more you will get feedback, the more you will improve yourself. If you want to do it, if you don't want, no pressure. But I feel this is as important as the technical skills. Okay. So at the end, almost. We have 2 pillars left. I'm going to spend a bit more time than 1 hour. Stay with me if you want to have all the magic and bonus at the end. But the number 6 is how to become a top performer. Okay? You can have all the best degrees on the planet. At the end of the day or the year, if you don't deliver results, it's going to be challenging. Okay? At the end, you say, Edouard, you didn't reach your goals. Even if you have 2 master degree, 10 certification, and etc. So at the end, you need to deliver results. You need to deliver, like in supply chain and operations, profitable and sustainable, more service for your clients with as little cost and cash invested, and also having a positive impact on the people around you, your team, your clients, your suppliers, and as little impact on the planet. Okay, that's very important to deliver at least one of these 5. This is the classic ones, and of course you can go into more details. And this is something I really wanted to share with you, what we call the performance potential human resource matrix I've been using, and it's very classic in big companies. And in this matrix, you have 2 acts. And keep in mind, so maybe you're a manager today. I'm going to challenge you. Are you using this kind of method? You can say in the chat yes or no. But at the end of the year, when we talk between directors, say, okay, we have at least 4 categories. You have more if you want, but it's just to simplify. Is the person a top performer or not? So did you reach or overachieve your goal? If not, you are questionable. If yes, you are reliable and stable, which is very important. And then you have the potential. Is this person is going to become the future leader of the company or one of the future leader because she represents the value, she or he represent the value. He has very strong skills, soft skills and personal skills, and we really see as the future of the company. Okay, and between this, you have these 4 categories: questionable, enigmatic is you have a potential but you don't deliver results. Reliable and stable, which is also very important. We need many people in this area because you don't want to have 20 future directors in your department. You want stable and you have to give them bonus every year if they have good performance. And you have the future expert leader, and I was classified like this at one point in my career because I was delivering results and I could see the company could see the potential in me. So now my question for you is, where are you in this matrix? Right? What do you think you are? Are you questionable, enigmatic? Because most of the company, they won't tell you which category you are, but they will classify you. Okay? I know the next question is, do you think you see yourself as the company see you? Because maybe you see yourself as a future expert leader, but maybe the company say, you know what, this Edouard is very enigmatic. And if you are in this position, you have a problem of you don't really show what you are doing, to silence, you don't communicate enough. So it's very important to really be aware of it. And I hope this is useful for you to see this matrix today. Okay? At the end, if you want to be part of this top performer and future leaders, my way was always to bring more than expected to the company. So I was always learning and optimizing everything, solving problems, training everyone around me, running projects. It was always starting with, okay, I'm going to create a new Excel to simplify your life. So everyone was liking me because I was helping everyone. Automation, I was not waiting to be perfect, and I did a lot of mistakes, but I learned by mistake and by doing a lot of things for my companies and taking, being proactive on that. Don't forget as well, I do have a lot of people, and many I talk with you members. You are too silent. You don't shine enough in your company, and many people. And I will be very specific, especially women. You wait too long to ask for a raise or promotion. To say no, I need to be perfect before deserving it. And to be very honest, if you don't say what you want and if you don't share what you are doing, and you won't have the opportunities you deserve. Okay, so the company needs to know what you're capable of doing. Don't hesitate to share your new projects, the new tools you are doing, to do a celebration full of croissant when you improve your availability or you reduce your inventory. But most of the time, you move from, okay, you are behind your desk, to facilitate the process in your company, become a coach in the company, a manager, and then a leader. And that's something very, very important. Trust yourself. And don't wait that people see really your value if you stay behind the screen every day and you work later than everyone, but no one see that. Okay, this is not enough. So I trust you to do that from tomorrow morning or today if you're in the America. Okay. Number 7, thank you, Corinne. I trust you, Corinne, to do that today. Career strategy. You need to have a strategy. What is your strategy? What is your plan, right? So I'm going to ask you another question. Do you have a career? Do you have a career plan? Do you know what are your strengths and weaknesses? Or do you have a vague idea what you're going to do? Or you are waiting for your company to tell me what to do? Right? What is your plan? Okay, we have 1 quarter lost. I hope you will be less lost at the end of this. So stay until the end because I'm going to give you much more clarity with one tool, one free tool for you. I hope it will help you. 30%, you have a plan, great. Vague ID, 41%. I'm waiting for my company to tell me what to do. 8%, that can be risky because if your company has no clarity about you or even about the jobs, it can be risky as well. So you should not wait for your company. even if it's always good to have insights from the company. But you need to have a plan. So what is the best career path? This is the last pillar. For me, you have one very important word called proactively, okay? Don't be passive. If you are passive, same position, annual pay raise, and at the end of your career, okay, I had some little change in my life. Maybe this is what you want, no problem. But if you say, I want more, maybe you can change your field of expertise and changing position, and you will go faster. This is the white curve. Or you're going to change position and change your level of expertise, and then you will start managing team or becoming the expert in your company, like I was, for example, for inventory management and forecasting, and you're going to become very visible in your company. So slow career path is what I was saying. You stay in logistics, maybe you become coordinator, then analyst, and maybe at the end of your career, you are a service manager. And the fast track career path is say, you know what? I'm a coordinator today, and I'm gonna learn how to forecast like a pro, and also how to optimize inventory and using super cool dashboard. And then I will help so many people that I will become S&OP manager because everyone likes me, and it looks like it's easier to work with me. And at the end, I was something like my career path. You become the supply chain director because it's obvious that you have the potential and the expertise for that. So that's one other example from logistics. Be careful, don't stay too long if you are in logistics. Analyst as well, really specialize yourself with strategic skills. I'm going to give you that's the skills I was talking about before. And I also recommend to do operational jobs and projects inside the company or outside the company as a consultant to really have the operation side, and also how to transform the company, because if you want to become a leader, you will have to run the operations and transform the company in the same time. So be aware of that. You don't have to become a manager. You don't have to lead a team. But at the end, you have two ways. You have the management role, and you have the technical expertise role. And at the end, you need to have results and improve your skills to do like this if you want to go to this, to have a proactive career. You don't have to become an expert again. That if you look at the tech companies today, like all these big tech, now they're paying more the expert than the managers, because these people can automate or create a model that will change the life of millions of people. And when I was an expert in inventory, for example, I was optimizing the inventory by $100 million. So it was one guy like me could do that. So it was very profitable for the company, and I had a good salary for that because it was very profitable. And I didn't have to become manager, even if I became manager to explore. But you don't feel pressure if you don't feel you want to manage people, which can be stressful as well, especially in big companies. And really focus your decision on the job you want to do, based on what you want to do, how you're going to learn, and if you will have the freedom or to enjoy life, or to maybe explore and having more new projects. So if you look at my path with Decathlon, I was paying less at the beginning of my career, 40% less than this prestigious company, but I learned much more. I feel much faster based on the projects I had, and I could really recover on my delay at the beginning with all my colleagues from my school, because I picked the job that really excites me, and what I really learned. It was not only about the money; it was the freedom, the skills, and the fun as well. So keep this example in mind. Doesn't mean you have to be paid less. Always negotiate as much as you can. And I didn't negotiate enough in this position, to be honest, at the beginning. But at the end, making 5K or more was not a big change. The big change for me was to move from a manager to director, and at a raise of $60,000 or $70,000 in one day, which was much more important than I'm making $500 or $1,000 more to have a raise. Okay, so focus on the direction. I can give you more example at the end of the webinar, and it's good to know, okay, I want to become a director, or I want to become a data scientist expert. And then what are the next steps? Are you ready to do it today? Yes or no? What is missing? And then you can, okay, I want to become special director, but I'm an analyst today. So maybe first I'm gonna learn about forecasting or analytics. I'm gonna become demand planner, and then I'm gonna become supply chain manager for a small and medium company, enterprise, sorry. Then I will go back to a large group to become S&OP manager. And then I will become supply chain director of a large company. This is just one example, but it's good to have a plan or to have plan A, B, and C, to have different options and really be aware of what you need, what is missing for you to become this person today. Just to give you one more example before we finish, I had a chat with Nina on Wednesday. She's one of our members, and she told me, Edouard, my career is not moving. I mean, I'm a logistic coordinator for many years, and I'm stuck. Like I'm in transport, import-export, warehousing, and it doesn't work. And I say to her, of course, because you work in logistics and you don't have any of these strategic skills in your CV, you don't even know to do it. So she started to train her dream. She told me, I want to become an S&OP manager. An S&OP manager is great, but moving from logistics to S&OP management is a long way, especially if you wait. And she started to train about Excel and data with us. And then she wants to move from coordinator to supply chain analyst. So she's training as well with us in inventory management. And then she's going to focus on forecasting and S&OP. So the plan for her is, coordinator, analyst, then demand planner, then project manager, because it's always good to do some projects, and then S&OP manager. This is one of the plan. I don't say you have to learn with us, but whatever you want to do, try to identify what is blocking, what is missing, and really try to go to the right direction and enjoy the journey. Okay, I hope this is a good example for you, but I feel this is important to have a plan and a direction and to know, this is my direction, even if you will maybe not exactly do what you want to do in the next 10 years. The last question, how to increase your salary? Are you paid what you are worth? That's a good question. Are you paid enough? Are you overpaid? So if you are overpaid, you're going to offer me a croissant at the end of this webinar. I'm going to send you my bank account, my my address to ship me a croissant. There is someone. Thank you for the croissant. I won't tell anyone if you send me 10 croissants, okay? Because I have your name. No, just kidding. So satisfied, 34%. I deserve more, 40%. I'm underpaid, 22%. I'm exploited, 4%. Okay, money can be a stressful topic. I feel many people are not talking about it. They're afraid to talk about it with their manager. It's okay to talk about it. I was so stressed to talk about it, but quickly, how to make more money. I don't have the magic recipe. This is not a webinar how to become rich without doing anything. Unfortunately, I don't have the magic for that. But at the end, the job you have, the industry can have a good impact as well. If you are working for a third-party logistics, it can be challenging. If you work for luxury or for a prestigious company, it's easier. The skills, do you have the strategy skills? And thanks to the skills, you have the right performance level and also the right potential because you can transform the company. So really focus on that and also the negotiation. Don't be afraid to ask, to talk about it, and to ask your manager, do you think I'm good enough? What is the next step? And you don't have to be a wolf. You don't have to be a shark to make more money. Ask, for me, the best, if you are not a manager today, or if you're a manager, you can ask your director or executive or CEO or even stakeholder, how can I become a potential top performer? Just ask this question with a big smile. I really want to make your life easier, dear boss. How can I become this person? Be precise, ask precise answer. And then you ask for, what are the goals? What do you expect me to do? And then ask for regular feedback, not only once per year, but every month. No, you want me to implement more projects or to surprise you or whatever, but ask for more regular feedback and overachieve your goals. Implement something I was not expecting as well. And when you see the opportunities like a wave coming, there is a new promotion, there is a new job opening, go for it. Okay, don't wait. I hope they're going to call me. No. When they had an opportunity to become a director, I went to the office of the HR, say, I feel I'm the right person, and this is my plan. Okay, so go for it. Don't be afraid. Don't wait. Don't have this frustration. I wish, it's like you really love someone, a boy, a girl, whatever. And if no one is saying anything to the other person, you won't be together. Okay, so it's like the same with money and with opportunity in life. I hope this is a good example. But at the end of the day, go for it. Never stop learning. This is important. And I always lock sometimes in my calendar during my week and my weekend. For example, I learn guitar right now, and with no distraction. And for me, I really believe in what we call the compound effect. If you learn and if you implement new things every week in your life, after a few years, you will see a big, big difference. And this is, for me, whatever you do in your professional, but also in your personal life. If you start stretching every day, after 6 months, you won't have the same problem with your back, for sure, because that big problem is my back. So if you want to be part of this expert top performer potential, think about this compound effect, whatever you do in your life. And that's what I try to apply in my career, with up and downs, of course. But that was part of my journey from warehouse worker to director, consultant, instructor, entrepreneur, and creator today, and sharing this webinar with you. So that is for my previous journey. Just to go back, then I will talk about first, who are the people who inspire me today? And this changed a lot. This is my list of today. I'm very inspired by Frédéric Laloux, who wrote a book about reinventing organization, which was very inspiring. Also, Naval Ravikant, I really recommend his podcast with Joe Rogan, and his book, very inspiring for me, about wisdom, wealth, and happiness. I also learned a lot from Alan Watts, from Michael Singer about detachment, from Leonardo da Vinci about how to mix science and art, and also learn a lot being in the forest. I feel we have a lot of things to learn from the forest. And maybe one day I'm gonna share more about how to manage a company like a forest. That's one of my topic at the moment, and that's what I want to share with you, because we change a lot. And I just wanted to finish by this before the bonus. Now, do you want to become an expert the next few weeks? Just to finish on this, and then I'm going to give you the two bonus. ABC Supply Chain, we help you to become, to move from foundation professional, thank you, to expert. Yes, thank you. From professional to expert and leader. And the idea is really to help you as well to boost your skills. You already know what we are doing, but if we go back to the strategic skills, I was recommending, these 4 green skills. You know what? Behind this, we have 4 methods. So if you feel you want to focus on one of these skills, or even because we're also talking about the other skills in our course, for example, warehousing, we do analytics with warehouse, we have dashboards for warehouse, or we talk about machine learning with the forecasting expert. I created the last 8 years with world-class expert, the method to really fast track your skills in a few weeks with the tools and methods I'm using today as a consultant and as an expert. And you already know that because you follow me for a while, but we also have a lot of soft skills inside. Like this webinar today is not only about the technique, but how to communicate, how to do a presentation to your directors, how to shine, how to become a facilitator. And that's what we're going to cover with all the methods we have today. And my proposition for you is to master one of these skills or all of them in a few weeks only. Excel expert, SM analytics, inventory management expert, and forecasting expert. And the big news of today is we have a new course, because we did a big survey with our community, and for a few of you it was like, Edouard, but I really don't have time, or I want to start with something more accessible. And we just published our new course. We just finished our new course this week, and it's called SM Foundation. And in this one, we're going to condensate all the most important skills to start building the right foundation for you and for the company, for your supply chain. So I'm very excited about this new baby that was just born. And at the end, just to give you an idea of what we do with us or with someone else, I recommend you to explore these skills from foundation to pro to expert level. I know at ABC Supply Chain, we have the 3 level foundation course in 5 hours, 1 hour per skill. We're going to give you the 55 mini episode with the right tools to start. If you want to go directly to the pro level, we have 1 course per skill. And if you already want to be a top expert using the tools I'm using today, you can go to the expert course, and in only a few weeks, you will use the same tools that you can implement immediately for your company with the certification. You can already start, even if you're a beginner, from the expert course. To be honest, I wish I had this course early in my career. But if you feel you don't have much time, you never try AbcSupplyChain, you can start in a very accessible way with Foundation or Pro. So if you say, Edouard, I don't know which one to start, what is the most important skills for me? Do you think I should start with forecasting, analytics? That's the second bonus we have for you, and this is a free one, and I'm super happy to have you. And this is a free skill assessment that we just created as well. A lot of new stuff happening. And we're gonna send you the link just at the end, or by email if you don't have time and you have to go right now. But you will be able to assess your skills, and I'm gonna give you a score. My score is 98%, and you will have it per skill. Okay, so I have 98%. I'm not at 100% because I still have to learn some stuff with machine learning. But you will have your score, and I will be curious to know where do you stand. And if you want to become an expert leader, you should definitely do this test and see where you stand today. Okay, so I'm going to send it in 5 minutes. And also, if you are a manager, because we do have a lot of managers and directors today, we also do assessment for team, and we can give you a clear picture, and we can also train all your team to become expert and to really support you. Then you can really focus on more strategic topic, have some holidays, and also bringing more fun and efficiency in your team. So if you want to also train your team, let us know and contact us, and we will be here to support you as well. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much. If you are curious about what we do, we are on LinkedIn. You can check our Trustpilot. We have a lot of reviews, and we are a lot of members today. So thank you so much for all your feedbacks and trust. And yeah, we do have, like, just if you're in Europe, we plan to do maybe an event in October in Paris. It's going to be maybe 100 or 200 people. Let's see. I'm talking with Nicolas van der Put, and we are thinking of bringing 1 or 2 experts. Let's see what we're going to do. And thank you so much. Thank you for your time today. I'm going to send you now the assessment, and we're going to reply to as many questions as we can. I do have time, so enjoy asking me questions. This is my last live before summer. And then I'm going to focus to help the new members and the current members of AbcSupplyChain. So I'm going to send you the assessment. So you can click on this link. I recommend that you don't do it now. Keep it on your tab on your Chrome, Safari, Firefox, and you can do it, or you can do it while you listen to the question. But I do have time for questions, and you can really do this just after, and you will receive a full report about where do you stand today, and are you already an expert or not? Okay, I hope you will enjoy it. If you are looking for more details about the salary and job and career path, I did a full video, and we did a full guide with Eric and the team. Thank you, Eric, Ancora, Pierre. We did a full job to really give you all the clarity. We also have a salary calculator to see what is your salary estimation. I'm going to send you the link right now. If you already have the assessment, I can change the link. Yes. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any question, let me know in the comments. I will be very curious to know what is your goal, what is your blog today to become a supply chain expert and leader. Feel free to contact us, and don't forget to do the free skills assessment to know what are your strengths and weaknesses to become a supply chain expert and leader. My score is 98%. I will be curious to know what is your score, and what do you want to progress? What is your main focus today? If you want to continue with us, we do have the full AbcSupplyChain course catalog, and we're going to help you to move from foundation to pro to expert level only in a few weeks with real example and real methods. We've been using me and experts to become expert and leaders as well. So let me know if you have more questions, and don't forget as well to check our ultimate guides for the jobs and the salaries. If you have any questions, we have a lot of value and clarity in this video and guide as well. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and leave me a comment or like if you like it. Take care.